Welcome back, Luxurious Fleet, for part 2 of the Lexus ES past, present, and future. If you haven't seen part 1, pause this and click the little bubble icon around my face because it's going to cover everything for the first 30 years of the iconic Lexus sedan. And in part 2 today, we'll be discussing the current 7th generation ES and where it stands in the current modern day luxury market. We will of course dive super deep into the speculation to see where Lexus is steering its top selling sedan in the coming years. My name is Kirk, and this channel really just focuses entirely on Lexus and Toyota vehicles. So if you like learning about the Japanese automaker, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon while you're at it so you don't miss out on any of my future videos like this. I plan on really doing the past, present, and future on as many Toyota and Lexus vehicles as I can. In the summer of 2018, as a 2019 model year, Lexus debuted the all-new 7th generation ES, and it's based on the new TNGA-K platform. In 2019 and newer, the ES improved efficiency and upped the horsepower to 302. It is now mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission, and the hybrid did carry over, of course, as Lexus is going to be electrifying just about everything as soon as possible. And this time, the hybrid supplied an additional 15 horsepower over the previous generation and improved miles per gallon to around 44 miles per gallon combined. If I were to get a brand new ES, it's probably going to be the hybrid. It doesn't have quite as much power as a V6, and that's okay for me because I don't drive very fast typically, but the smoothness and powertrain response are top notch in the hybrid. And I feel like it's a great match to the car's personality as a luxury, comfortable, smooth automobile. Definitely watch my reviews on the 2019 ES350 and 300h if you want to learn more about my impression of both of those vehicles. All models are now standard with Lexus Safety System Plus 2.0, which will add roadside assist, low light pedestrian detection, daytime bicyclist detection. And in the new generation of ES, we commonly see them better equipped. So they'll have things like the 17 speaker, 1800 watt upgraded Mark Levinson sound system. You'll see more iterations of the glass panoramic roof, and you'll see new welcome additions such as the 360-degree camera, as well as a heads-up display in the brand new ES. Also, the vehicle can be had with an optional 18-inch noise canceling wheels, which is technology that has been filtered down from the LS 500. One of the biggest additions to the 7th generation ES is the F-Sport model that can be had with adaptive variable suspension, first ever 19-inch wheels on an ES, and aggressive styling. In addition to the F-Sport badging, the model also gets a mesh pattern grille with darkened chrome and wider front tires for better grip. So much for rotating your tires with the F-Sport. Hey Luxurious Fleet, if you're liking this video, smash the like button and it will let me know that I need to make more past, present, and future vehicle videos in the future. ES has been produced in Japan since 1989 and in Kentucky, here in America, since 2015. This year opened up a new chapter for the ES as Lexus spent over $100 million by adding additional assembly line in southern India. And it would come as no surprise if the next assembly line for the ES would be somewhere in Europe, especially with the GS being discontinued there in 2018. The ES currently sits really well stateside here in the luxury sedan market. In 2019, it led all luxury sedans with over 51,000 units, beating the E-Class / CLS, they lump them together, those Germans, at just 39,800 units. Good margin of victory there. The ES is in a league of its own, and so is the Tesla Model 3. Although the Model 3 isn't technically a luxury car, it does need to be mentioned because the car has sold over 161,000 units, I guess, in 2019. And it is definitely in the same price category as the Lexus ES. Well, yeah, before tax rebates, right? So where I work, I saw a Tesla Model 3 and it was traded in for a Lexus ES. My initial thoughts were like, why would anyone do that? They're so different. The previous customer used to own all Lexuses, and he still does, but I drove that Model 3 and then it all started to make sense for me. The Model 3 was loud, and with its glass roof, it was like an echo chamber with all the road noise from the vehicle. Acceleration was phenomenal, there's no doubt about it, but for me, a quiet, comfortable luxury ride is more my style. Now, there are things about the Model 3 that I wish Lexus did have. Mainly all-wheel drive, and a touchscreen would be pretty nice as well. Added acceleration would be appreciated, but I have no qualms about the current ES's, get up and go. And back to the all-wheel drive, the ES has always been a front-wheel drive model since 1989, and the ES is just so close to perfect as it is that adding all-wheel drive will make it really like a no-compromise luxury sedan, and I can only imagine what it would do to its sales. Front-wheel drive has been used to keep the cost down, and it does help with efficiency for sure, but Lexus owners shouldn't have to compromise, especially if they are living in colder, snowier climate. I've heard from a very reliable source that all-wheel drive ES is coming potentially this year, later in 2020. Now, that was before this current virus crisis started to take over the world, and the auto industry is getting hit pretty hard, just like everyone, really. I haven't heard how Lexus plans on implementing the all-wheel drive system into the ES. I don't think they'll go the route of the Camry and Avalon all-wheel drive models coming out this year. Those cars are implementing a modified RAV4 all-wheel drive system with a 2.5-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder. That sort of power with just around a little over 200 horsepower would be a complete disappointment in the first ever all-wheel drive ES. I think the most likely scenario is if they add an additional electric motor in the rear of the vehicle to power the rear wheels and the hybrid version of the 300h. Why they haven't done this already is beyond me. They were able to do it with a Prius, for crying out loud. So, a simple all-wheel drive system like that should not be that difficult. It's possible that that sort of all-wheel drive system isn't up to the performance standards that Lexus wants from it. And if they want to get really creative, they can implement the RAV4 Prime's 300 plus horsepower all-wheel drive system. I mean, this would get the car around 45 miles of electric only range and acceleration on par with the V6, possibly even better. And of course, it would have all-wheel drive, right? But this technology isn't expected to grace the Lexus lineup until the summer of 2021. With the next generation NX, which they just trademarked, so make sure to watch that video around my face. So how do you think Lexus will incorporate the all-wheel drive system in the ES, and when? Looking past the introduction of the all-wheel drive ES, we should be getting a refresh for the 2022 model year with updated styling, grills probably, or at least the patterns within the grill. Definitely headlights, taillights, that sort of thing, and maybe updated infotainment. That'd be pretty nice as well, especially with a touchscreen. The car doesn't really need to do a whole lot else other than, maybe a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle that will probably come with the introduction of the 8th generation ES in 2025. But man, that feels really far away just to get that plug-in hybrid variant. So I hope they're able to do something with a refresh for the 2022 model year with that plug-in, because I would probably rather have it over the NX plug-in if you ask me. But we'll have to see what that next generation NX brings. So lastly, do you think the ES can ever take the place of the sporty GS that was just killed off this year? Well, it's really tough to say, but does it really need to? I don't believe it does. And if the IS grows a little bit in power and size, I think it can kind of fill the shoes of the the GS that is rumored to be extinct this year. So thank you so much for watching part 2 of the Lexus ES past, present, and future. What do you think Lexus needs to do with the ES going forward for it to continue to dominate the luxury sedan market here in the United States? What do you think they need to do to sell more in Europe, for example, because Lexus just doesn't do so well there? Gotta love those taxes. Expect more Lexus and Toyota past, present, and future videos from me coming soon. And take care of yourself, guys. Stay safe. Peace out. Thank you.